Hi, it's Jamie with Jamie's Arts a la Cartes. Thank you very much for joining me. I have a fun project planned for us today. I hope this video inspires you to create something of your own. If you would, hit the like button and share the video with your friends. That helps me to grow this channel and to continue to bring you new projects. If you haven't subscribed yet, would you please consider subscribing? And if you have, thank you very much. Well, we have a lot to do, so let's get to it. Hi, it's Jamie with Jamie's Arts a la Cartes. Thank you so much for joining me today. I've got a different kind of project. This is something that has been stored away for a very, very long time. My mother would have painted this some 45 years ago. So I've decided I'm going to restore it, complete it, and then hang it in the room dedicated to our grandchildren. So, not sure if you would remember it, but I can remember as a young child, my mom having tubes of paint that had a metal tip, and at the end of the tip, it was like a ball, like what would be in a ballpoint pen, and she would spend hours painting with these tubes of paint, all kinds of different things. So this is one of the things I found, and so what I did is I actually hand washed it, and then I hung it up and put weights on it, because it did have some wrinkles in it, but it really took those wrinkles out. Just a little bit of dampness, and then a little bit of weight down here at the bottom. Maybe this will be enough for this project. Maybe it'll be enough to hold it down. So we noticed that the whites of the eyes aren't really done, and this little ear got missed. But what I think I want to start on very first is I'm going to get this red done here, and then maybe this headpiece. I think that's where we'll start. And I've mixed up two different colors, but again, I am going to water them down a good bit so that I can keep some of the shading. Right? If we think about the Santa that we did last year, we had to come back in. I don't mind coming in and doing the outline, and so maybe some of these like the pieces of the beads here, probably not the wrinkles on the face, but maybe some kind of something with the hair. Not quite sure exactly how that'll all play together, but I know that I've got my colors pretty close. So let's go ahead and start here. Again, I'm going to water this down just a little bit, just so that I get a lighter coverage. But again, this is going to have softener in it, which is going to promote it staying soft and pliable. So I've got a pretty weak solution of fabric softener and water. So like maybe that much softener with the rest water. And this is what we're going to use to dilute our paint. I am going to use my handy dandy chopsticks, popsicle sticks, not chopsticks, popsicle sticks, to create this. It's not going to take a whole lot, so we're just going to put in some, put in a little bit of water. Try not to over water it. Go ahead close this. I think that's going to be enough to get this coverage here. So let me close this so I don't make a mess. And we'll find the brush we want to use. Yeah, I think this will work good. And I'm going to go ahead and just wipe off this paint, because we'll be using this again in just a little while for the other red. And we have a whole nother color here on the lips. Alright, let's see what happens. So I'm hoping that it's thin enough to add color and softness, but leave the shading in place. And it looks like it's going to do just that. Alright, there's our headpiece. Okay, we will cap this one, and we'll make another one for this. Meantime, we will change out our brush so we don't taint up our color there. Alright, so again, we're going to mix up for the shirt. This is picked up paint. There we go. there's that. So now I'm going to come in here and work on this. Okay. Let's put a lid on this. And now what I want to try is I am going to try adding some highlights in here while my paint is still somewhat wet. See if I'm just blending. Right, I think that is good right there. I think we've just added a lot of character to those two areas. We're going to let them dry completely, and then and the lips, we even got the lips. So let's see, can we, I want to make them just a little darker. So this is just, it's a red undiluted. Okay, that gives those lips just a little more life. All right, these areas are dry. So now I'm just going to just start picking areas. I'm going to do this blue, this teal right here, turquoise. Let it dry, then come in and use some gold in here. And then just sort of go to an area that is not wet, right? And eventually I want to do this whole outside. So let's go ahead, and I've picked this color to work in here. Now I am going to create some fabric paint with this color. I'm not going to create a lot because this is the only area that it needs it. So I've got my fabric softener here. Just going to pour in a little bit, and then I'm going to mix it around, and then if I need to thin it out more, I will use water to do that. This is dry, so I can mix, and it won't make a difference. I don't need to mix the color because it is just a color I want it to be. I just need to get it so that it's pliable when I put it onto this cloth. A little thick, just a smidge. I think that's a little bit better. All right, let's put this just in case. Just wants to leak or spill or whatever. All right, we'll just go to town. our background. We'll let it dry, and then I'll come in and touch up the hair, right? Let some of that blue go behind it, and then I may do something to the eyes. We'll see. But yeah, it's drying nicely. I may add more highlights once it's had a chance to set. But there we are. How about that? All right, drying time. All right, we are all dry. So what I want to do next is I want to add some silver to the hair. And I want to add some gold in on these beads. And then we'll go from there. All right, I've got all of this where I want it to be. I'm going to try and see if I can do an outline. And then maybe this in a thick Sharpie. I think I might start down here and just see what it feels like to outline something in the Sharpie. And then I've got a thick one and a thin one. All right, let's see what happens. All right, we've got it outlined. We've got our eyes working. I want to get the pupil and a little white dot to show reflection, and some eyelashes. And I think we are almost there. I took the thin Sharpie just to do some very fine highlights. This is how my beads came out. I may do something different with that, but I need to let it dry all the way. So we're just about there, but we will let this dry so we can take it to the next stage. Well, here is our painting. We've got it all done. Very pleased with how it came out. I put my mom's initials as well as mine down there at the bottom because she did start this, and I just revamped it and used some vibrant colors on it to bring it back to where it probably was 40 some odd years ago. I want to put it in a frame. My husband will start looking in the barns for frames, and I'll make sure you see a picture of that once we get it framed. But shoo, there we go. We saved another one. Well, I hope you've enjoyed this video, and if you have, please like it, share it with your friends. If you haven't subscribed to my channel yet, would you please consider subscribing? And well, until next time, happy crafting. All right, I'll get you some close-ups, and then I'll get you a final one once it's in the frame. Woo, another one down.